New York City, a place of basketball haven. The CBS Sports Classic returns to one of basketball's most hallowed venues, Madison Square Garden.
The field at Madison Square Garden's got a little extra juice.
4 of the upper echelon programs of college basketball, 26 combined national titles. A battle of blue bloods will be featured in the first contest. The Bruins of UCLA against the Tar Heels of North Carolina. Game 2 has the number 4 team in the country, a revamped Kentucky Wildcats team under new head coach Mark Pope, taking on an Ohio State team undergoing a makeover with promoted head coach Jake Diebler. It's the CBS Sports Classic in New York City at the Mecca on CBS.
All right, let's break it down. My guy, Matt Norlander, checking in to give us a preview of that doubleheader there at the Mecca at MSG. And, Matt, you're going to give us some of those notes that you have on all 4 teams as we get set for this one, starting with the first game of that doubleheader, UNC taking on UCLA. And maybe the biggest surprise of the season has been Mick Cronin's Bruins, who, by the way, are 10-1. What do you have on those 2 teams that you can share with us?
Yeah, absolutely. Can't wait to be at this game. I'm going to take the trip down from Connecticut to MSG and be there on hand on Saturday afternoon and evening here. Carolina, the fact that it has been a terrible team getting out to good starts, you know, collectively across every game it's played so far this season, it is minus 25 in point differential in the first half. That has to change, and the reason why it has to change in this game is because UCLA is such a good defensive team. More on the Bruins in just a second there, but UNC has played a very, very good schedule, one of the toughest schedules in the entire country, but it has had some real slumps as of late with R.J. Davis, Elliot Cadeau. These players are not shooting nearly as well as they were expected to and have the capability of doing so. UNC is drifting a bit here from a resume standpoint. This isn't a must-win game. I'm not going to go that far, but it is about as close to it as you could ask for, in particular because the ACC is not a good league this season. UNC is not going to have a lot of in-league opportunities to boost its resume. UCLA provides a quad 1 opportunity on a neutral floor, big-time opportunity for Carolina there, but they can't get out to a slow start. It's happened in almost every single game, this weird phenomenon. As for UCLA, yes, Cronin has done a wonderful job. It's a top 5 defense in the country, and this is kind of looking like the Cronin teams of old. And by that, I mean some of his Cincinnati teams that were getting off to really good starts. This is his best start ever under UCLA for Cronin there, but he's been able to have quite the impressive run here with good wins recently. You know, getting that win over Oregon specifically was fairly notable. They've got a road win against USC as well. So a nice opportunity here for a UCLA team that's in the Big Ten and was a team that I projected to be a top 3 team in the Big Ten. Right now it's looking like that so far. UCLA could certainly use a win here in the CBS Sports Classic. It has the worst collective record of the 4 teams that always play in this event every year.
UNC trying to get ranked while the Bruins there are doing their part when it comes to making some noise, as always, as they do there. How about that second game at MSG? You got Ohio State taking on Kentucky. Mark Pope and the Wildcats, 3-game win streak entering this Classic here. What stands out to you about each team?
We'll go Ohio State first. Ohio State is still shorthanded. Now, it's had some injury issues and some players that have been kept out. We'll wait and see. Maybe there's going to be an element of surprise here. Is Aaron Bradshaw going to make his return to Ohio State's roster? He has not played for the better part of a month, was initially sat out because of an investigation over alleged domestic violence, but he was cleared of that, and we're waiting for him to return. There's also been a couple players that have been injured there. Ohio State has a win over Texas. That's a really nice win, but otherwise it doesn't have a lot of wins to note here. Similar to UNC, it's got a real urgency to this kind of game to build out what they can do there. As for Kentucky, I think Kentucky's start to this season is the biggest storyline going into the CBS Sports Classic. Mark Pope has done an incredible job. It's got this awesome ensemble, and to me, any given player can be an MVP on any given night for the Kentucky Wildcats. Otega Oweh was not projected to be a top 4 scorer on this team. He leads the team in scoring. Lamont Butler coming off a 33-point game. He's been tremendous as well. So Kentucky, one of the best scoring teams in the country, distributes the ball very well, looking like a borderline, if not verified, top 5 team in America. That's a plot twist no one saw coming. Can't wait to see Kentucky in person for the first time this season. Mark Pope's done an outstanding job, and we wait and see who on that roster will step up and be the guy. Could it be Kobe Brea? one of the best three-point shooters in the country.
All right, we'll see. All hope and hope. That's what it is in Kentucky when it comes to Wildcats. Matt Norlander, as always. And folks at home, please go ahead to Matt Norlander's Twitter and help him get gifts. You know, he's trying to play a little more Christmas for the family. It's the last-minute thing. We're all in the same place. Outside of that, don't forget 3 p.m. Eastern. You can catch out everything on the CBS Sports Classic there, that doubleheader. Also catch Matt and Gary Parrish on the Eye on College Basketball podcast. The guys will be chirping a lot today as well.